Well, I was considering going back to Thailand for a vaginal widening. That is, until last night. Oh my god, sex feels so good. Until yesterday, this guy and I had been trying on and off to get him to fully penetrate me, but we were having trouble getting him past the muscle just after the opening. It's been a work in progress, but then it happens. Last night, with the aid of several large dilators, a few codeines, and a shitload of blow, we went at it again. Slowly but surely we got it in, but only after a harsh ripping feeling. If I had a cherry, or the post-op equivalent, I probably have it no longer. And what a whole different type of sex it is now. Wowie. I'm even having a hard time walking today. It wasn't a pleasant journey to get to this point. A lot of pain, and even some bleeding. But don't all virgins kind of go through that? I didn't mind it though. In fact, I'm kind of glad I got the transition because it made me a virgin all over again, thus allowing me to lose it for a second time. The only bad thing is that he's actually a pretty nice guy and doesn't know about my past, nor am I really sure how I'll take it if he finds out. All I really want is his dick, and perhaps some company from time to time, but he kinda strikes me as the type of person who can get all emotional and attached. If I wanted to be straight, I'm sure he'd make an excellent candidate. However, for the time being, at least I was a decent human being, for once, and told him that all I wanted was sex, so not to lead him on. Good men are hard to find, and I'd rather not destroy this one, as I think I might have it in me to turn nice guys into such. So I just don't call him all that often, only right before and shortly after. Well, there it is. I finally got laid as a girl. Although, I'm not quite sure how it eluded Pike that I was different, especially after having to go through such an effort to get him all the way inside me. Maybe he really did believe that whole "I was a virgin" spiel. Pike and I would remain fuck buddies on and off for a short while, and in a way, I kinda think Kat had an idea as to what was going on. Hell, for all I know, I told her in my sleep. Maybe that's why we stopped fishing with him after a while. So instead, Kat decided to start bringing me to a different friend's house from now on, a man who later helped destroy my life. Enter the gayness! And yes, that is going to be his nickname, as this asshat would single-handedly turn my life upside down in the weeks to come. Originally, when Kat and I first got to his house, I thought he was pretty cool. He was openly and very flamboyantly gay. He had this little altar for all his Wicca stuff. He was into tarot cards, candles, techno music, so naturally I liked him at first. He was even kinda cute. But he was a fire starter, a December-born Capricorn on the end cusp of Sagittarius. His spiritual side would even intrigue me to search deeper into my own astrology. In looking back, I think I can best relate the gayness to that of a spider. While sitting in its perfectly woven web, it can almost appear majestic and beautiful, but forget not that its web is really a trap in which it has knowingly created in order to capture its prey. They enjoy watching their victims wear themselves out, only going in for the coup de grace once the hard work is done. The gayness was an instigator who loved starting trouble, often watching his drama unfold with his hands clean. And unlike most other Capricorns, who are generally kind of quirky and sort of private, with the gayness so closely bordering one of the most social signs of the zodiac, he only had a much greater edge to cause his evil deeds. He was no stranger to sex work, drugs, or anything else shady, and was, for the most part, my kind of person. That is, until his true colors shone through. Meanwhile, My MySpace page had continued to grow in popularity, I think due to all my talk about finally losing my virginity. As far as the site was concerned, I had only been with women my whole life. Now, I was constantly updating my story, and my list of followers expanded daily. So much so that I even felt the need to regularly change my profile just to keep things interesting. They weren't the greatest, but for being taken while high and using the camera's timer, they didn't come out that bad. I actually think these pictures were a large part of the reason for the influx of messages from my fellow MySpacers looking to hook up. Then one day out of the blue, this guy contacts me, asking if I wanted to do a photo shoot. His name was Jim, and at first, he kinda scared me. I had never done such a thing before, and his persistence in the matter easily annoyed me. So at least for the next few weeks, my answer was always no, but that didn't stop him from checking back regularly to at least see if I had changed my mind. Then came me and Kat's second largest fight thus far. One night we all decided to visit our favorite hillbilly line dancing bar where we sat in our usual seats and began drinking. Maybe because I'd finally lost my virginity to a man, did I somehow feel different, because for the first time, I was right there on the floor with everyone. Only instead of dancing with those I had arrived with, I chose to do so with many numerous and random guys. Kat had never seen me act this way before, and it took her all of 3 milliseconds to find me and start an argument in front of everyone. She was never really the jealous type, but was quickly becoming that way. And with the gayness right by her side all along, whispering in her ear how I was no good for her, things remained on edge for the next few days. But rather get better, they actually took a turn for the worse. This will be my final forum post. There are no more, really, for the sure this time, leaving only my paper journals and the random MySpace entry to take their place. Besides, after this entry, it really was time to leave the forum. I was no longer an inspiration, and could only imagine that I was scaring everyone who knew me, far more than helping those who didn't.